Good morning. It is 7:30 a.m. I've had my pre-workout and did some devotionals really quickly. I'm doing the Easter devotion, What is Easter, from If Equip, which is by Jeannie Allen. I'm usually not a big video devotional person, but it was really good. It was set in Yosemite, and she talked about the beginning of the gospel starting in Genesis, which I really love. Personally, for me, I'm kind of looking for something. I do my devotions in a couple of ways, which I can do a video on that at some point as well. But yeah, she walks through how the gospel actually begins in Genesis, which makes sense because that's where the Bible starts. But it was really good. I also started some work emails, went through my inbox, cleared out both my personal and work inbox, and I'm getting ready to hop into some shoes to do my morning workout, which I went to bed early, or tried to go to bed early last night, to actually be able to wake up early because I wanted to see the sunset. I'll insert a video of what it looked like here. But yeah, so that's the plan. Pre-workout done. I'll have my shake after I do my workout and shower, and that'll be part of my breakfast. I'm really trying to stay a little bit more on a schedule with my eating because I have something's wrong with my body, and we're still trying to figure it out with the doctors, but I pass out sometimes and also get low blood sugar. We think that's part of the problem. And so sometimes I do intuitive eating, and then other times I have to really stick to a schedule. But what I've been finding is that having protein and carbs in the morning really does help kind of stabilize that, and not being lazy about eating breakfast early helps me as well, just to kind of stay on track the rest of the day. Sometimes I'm not hungry in the morning, and I'll skip eating breakfast until 10 or 11 o'clock because I'm just not hungry, but then I'm kind of off the rest of the day, and then I typically get dizzier. So we're playing around with that, trying to figure that whole thing out. I am currently reading a short article about minimalism, so I'm gonna go pick out my outfit before I work out, and that'll be what I wear for work today, even though I'm working from home. Ooh, also redesigned the apartment yet again. So I'll give you guys a tour of that soon, maybe even in this video. Alright, so I'm just walking into my bathroom and my closet, and I'm still missing that one drawer. It's fine. This dress I got from what's it called? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, XO Mandy Suit. It is super, super, super soft, and it looks kind of like a muumuu from here. But actually it's it falls really nicely. I wish this was a little bit lower on me, but that's okay. So I'm gonna wear that, and I think I'm actually gonna wear a skirt. This one I got from, here it is. It's just a button down short skirt, so I think it'll work where I can just tuck it in and then kind of make that the shirt part of it. I think those colors are super springy and I love it. So we'll do that for home today, and I'll show you what that looks like once I'm done with my work. Hey guys, so I just wanted to hop on and give a little debrief of some of my meditation this morning. Actually, this part is from during my workout, and so while I heat up my oatmeal and get ready to jump on a call for work, one thing I really love about working out is that sometimes it makes me feel weak, and so let me explain that because I don't know if you notice this, but especially if you work out very regularly, there are some days where emotionally it almost strikes a chord in you. You feel you should be able to do X, Y, or Z normal things, whether it's push-ups or a certain type of yoga pose, or just in general that you feel you're kind of lagging. For me, that's like a huge indicator that there's something more going on in me, like, because we're like a holistic being, right? And so if that's the case, then when we like struggle with like things that are normal, and I think this is just like a good indicator in general, just like a mental health check. Like maybe it's like figuring out what to eat for breakfast, or like picking out an outfit or something like that. Sometimes for me personally, like I have to like take an inventory of like what is going on in my life, and like why are the small things like hard and like getting to me. And so that kind of happened this morning, and I think that there's like a few other indicators from like yesterday and things that I was like, gosh, I didn't really like, I noticed it, but not enough to stop and pause and think what is actually like going on inside of me that I probably need to address. And so as I finished up that last like chunk of my workout, I did that ab thing for 15 minutes and then a 20-minute yoga flow. And at the end of my yoga, I realized I was like, there's a lot like going on in my life. I know like with COVID-19, there's a ton of stuff going on that everyone's processing, and like whether you feel personally like really distraught over that or not, like I personally feel like pretty at peace at it. Like I'm praying for people, but like honestly, it's not super, I mean, relatively speaking, disruptive to my life. Like obviously it's disruptive to everyone's life, but but it also like puts some strain on my workflow and what's going on there. And so I'm just like trying to notice that kind of thing. I also like am contracting with a nonprofit right now, which I love, like they're amazing, but the contract ends in 2 months, that's so at the end of May. And so like the other part of me is like trying to figure out like grad school, and if I'm gonna pursue that straight out of the gates because I have like an application or two in process still. And then another part of me is trying to figure out like, do I stay in Colorado? Do I move? Do I try to find a job here in the meantime? Or am I going to try to move back home to California? Or this really kind of starts to feel like home for me. Like the other day I was driving again, and there's just so many moments where I'm like, wow, that really like, I feel at home. And then there's also like a lot of opportunities for me in Missouri, and I'm like, I really don't want to live there, but I love the people and the community that I have there. So there's that, and just balancing like a relationship and being away from my family at this time. Yeah, so there's like a lot of factors. And so definitely would appreciate some prayer if you're the praying type and watching this. But you know, I encourage you too that like if you notice things that are like abnormal, like you're reacting in a different way than you usually do, or if you're in a workout, I would encourage you, like if you feel like sad for a second, like pay attention to that, like and don't just worry and ruminate on it, but really bring that to the Lord. So at the end of my yoga, I was like, okay, God, like these are the things I'm worried about. Here, take them all. Like I just need you to like let me breathe, and that God, you would just guide me in what steps I actually need to take and what I need to leave in your hands and your timing. And so anyway, that's like my little devotional thought. I'm also doing the What is Easter devotional on you version, as well as reading like 5 books because that's just how I operate. But on that first day of What is Easter by Jeannie Allen, it's like by If Gathering or If Equip technically, which I love. I love that organization as well. But it was a really awesome one, and like my favorite thing that she said is like first of all, that Easter started with like the Garden of Eden and in Genesis, and like that's so important. But the other part that I loved was like we have, because of Christ, like we have the capacity to bring good into any situation, big or small. And I was like, COVID-19, God is bigger than you. Job search / future / grad school / every dream I've ever had. God, you're bigger than all of that, and like you're in the midst of my wondering and my plan. And so not rushing where I'm at today, but knowing that like today I have a normal work day up ahead and a normal bowl of oatmeal up ahead, and God is in the middle of all of that. Like he's here with me, he's in my apartment with me, and like walking through every decision and every doubt that I have. So I hope that encourages somebody today. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go eat oatmeal and jump on a call for work. Bye. Hello, so it is 11:20 and I am just making some lunch. I'm making a little bit of pasta. I'm not super hungry because I just had Shakeology like 2 hours ago, popcorn like 30 minutes ago. But I just have some penne and basil and a little bit of broccoli. I was gonna have the broccoli on the side. I don't want to have to make another container to clean. Kind of feeling lazy today and a little unmotivated. But just those simple ingredients. I'll probably do some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top, but I don't want to clean it, so then again, probably not. Okay, so I caved. I actually have opened up the petite peas that I had in my freezer, put like a quarter of a cup of that in there, and then I couldn't resist. Oh my god, I'm so glad I made that decision. And the decision I'm really excited about is I decided to open this bad boy. Pesto. You know, it just was like looking kind of sad. And I was like, quarantine meals don't gotta be like that, you know? You feel? So I just put like a little bit in there. Alright, here is the finished product. It is pretty steamy. I have a little bit left in there. I'll probably just put that in a container and have that for snack later, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go call my friend Megan. I'm gonna go work outside. I just left that note on my neighbor's door. So excited. XO Mandy Sue, thank you for the time. So I just got back in after doing 2 hours of reading that book, Designing My Life, or it's called Designing Your Life, but I'm designing my life, so I said it that way. But yeah, it's beautiful outside. I think I got a little bit of a tan, which is the hope for sure. And I am gonna jump on my laptop while I actually head back to my kitchen because I'm doing a Zoom call meal prep party session with some people from my coaching team. I'm actually not currently an active coach. I've taken some time off while I moved and got settled into my new job, and I'm looking at kicking it off again. But until then, I called up a few of my old pals who are still part of the program, and we're gonna do meal prep for like an hour together. I'm really excited. This is funny. My lips are so blue. I'm finishing up my breakfast and editing this video. I realized I may have to come back and film this. I'm gonna leave it because this is me. But last night I just did some meal prep, called my friend Brooke. We did an online Bible study discussion that we're both going through together, and then ate some dinner. Daniel came over, we watched a movie, and then had some hot cocoa and went to bed. So it was pretty simple. Went to bed pretty early, like 10 o'clock last night. I'm just gonna edit this video and upload it for y'all, and then brush my teeth. I hope you're having a great day. Be blue. I'm a dork, sorry.